Hello, John Talley here with Partzilla.com. Now, one thing that will get your engine running better is a good clean carburetor. Rough idling, bogging down, and just sluggish performance can all be attributed to a dirty carburetor. Over time, deposits can form that gum up jets and just keep you from getting a really good mixture of fuel and air into the cylinder. And that leads to all kinds of problems. Now, in this video, we're going to talk about the basics of getting your carburetor cleaned up. So if you're ready, we'll dive into it. So let's go. Okay guys, every make and model is going to be slightly different, so the tools you're going to need to remove the carburetor from the unit are going to vary. But to clean the carburetor, you really are just going to need some basic hand tools and some of this. A good carb cleaner, which also means you want to glove up and wear some safety goggles, because carb cleaner in your eyes is bad news. Believe me, unfortunately, I know. Now, one of the first things you need to do is to drain the carburetor before you take it off the machine. And at that point, you can remove it and we can actually get to work. Now, a little bit of that carb cleaner and a toothbrush will do a good job of getting the outside of the car cleaned up and then get all the gunk off of it. And then you're ready to open up. Now, to get the carb open, you'll probably just need a screwdriver. It's either going to be a Phillips or a flat blade. On Partzilla.com, you can check out the diagram of your carb to see how it is held together. Now, occasionally, those screws can be a little bit stubborn, and a handheld impact driver can really help jar those screws loose and get them out. Now, once you've got the screws out, you can get a good look on the inside of the float bowl. You'll probably see a little bit or a bunch of residue. And now you also want to notice there's going to be an O-ring or a gasket that seals the float bowl to the rest of the carburetor. Now, if it has an O-ring there, you're going to want to remove that, because the carb cleaner can break down and damage the rubber where you can't reinstall it. But once you get it out, you can use your carb cleaner to spray out that channel and maybe hit it with that toothbrush to scrub out the rest of those stubborn deposits. Next, you're going to want to remove the float, and it's going to be held in by some type of hinge pin. Now, once you get that hinge pin out of the way, you can lift out the float and the float needle. Now, if the needle is damaged at the tip, you're going to want to go ahead and replace it. Next, you can start removing the jets. They'll come off typically with just a screwdriver. You'll have the main jet, an emulsion tube, and then a pilot jet. And the pilot jet mainly works, well, when your machine is just idling. Now, you can visually inspect those jets just by holding them up to the light to see if it passes through. And if it doesn't, you've got a pretty significant clog. Now, your carb cleaner probably has a little straw that you can use to fire the cleaner straight through those jets. You just want to keep firing it through until you get a steady stream out the other side. Now, if you can't get it to unclog, resist the temptation to cram a wire in there or a small drill bit to unclog it. You're just going to gouge the inside of the surface of the jet, and it will not perform as it should. Now, you might try soaking the jet in the solvent for a few minutes to see if that breaks it up. Or as a last resort, you could try bristle off a hairbrush or something to see if you can push it loose. The jets are made of brass, which is really soft, so if you're going to try that, you need to use something softer than the brass. Next, you can use your air compressor to blow through the passages on the carburetor to make sure that they're clear. Then, you're going to want to clean out your air-fuel mixture screw. Now, it's going to be very important to get it back into the same position as it was when you started to take it apart. See, here's what you need to do before you pull it out. You want to screw it all the way down, and you want to count how many turns it took the screwdriver till it's lightly seated. It may be 1, 1.5, 2, or even 2.5 turns before it finally seats all the way in. And then unscrew it and remove it. That way, to get it back where it needs to be, say it took 2 full turns to get it screwed back down, you just put it back in place, screw it all the way down, and then back it out those 2 turns. That way, it's going to be where it started to begin with. Now, when you pull it out, there's going to be a spring, a washer, and probably an O-ring, and you just need to clean the mixture screw. Just clean it back up and put it back in place. Now, once you're done, you can start reassembling your carburetor and get it back on the bike. Now, sometimes the carb is too far gone to just clean it, and you might want to rebuild or even consider replacing the entire assembly. Now, most manufacturers have rebuild kits that include the guts for the inside of the carb to get it working right again, or you just might want to replace the whole thing. Now, we actually have a video that will help you decide which is the best option for you. Now, when you decide which way to go, why don't you come see us at Partzilla.com, and we can get you taken care of with the parts and the diagrams to show you how to get it all back together. All right, guys, if you have any questions or comments, just leave them in the section below, and I'll do my best to answer them. And hey, if you like what you see, why don't you go ahead and hit that subscribe button. That way you can keep up with whatever I'm talking about or working on next. We just want to say thank you for shopping here with us at Partzilla, and we will see you in the next video. Y'all have a great day.